Oh, it's the wrong camera. Hello. Hi. How is everybody on this Tuesday that's pretending to be a Monday? So for those of you not in the UK, yesterday might have been a normal Monday, but here it was a bank holiday, and that means we did not have school, and a lot of people did not go to work, but it also means that it bucketed with rain all day long, and now that it's Tuesday and everything is back to schedule, it's gorgeous sunshine outside. Of course it is. So that's what we have today. Now, we're going to pretend that it's Monday and go ahead and do today's page with the May Best of Both Worlds kit. I've only done one layout with that kit so far, which was on Friday, and that was what you saw on the desk here. Right, so let's make sure that you can hear me. I think so. Yes. Okay. Oh, Elaine says in Manchester they had sun. Oh, we did not have sun in London. My coat is still wet from yesterday. That's how much rain we had. It was very rainy. Okay, so here is finished version of this page from Friday with the stenciling in 2 colors, with the torn paper here, with the silver mist instead of gold. Ooh. And a black and white photo. And then this little triangle of yellow here, and little elements of triangle of yellow and little elements of yellow. Right. And the addition of a Hambly screen print from Ye Old Stash, because Phantom of the Opera deserves a chandelier. This might be more of a candelabra, but I'm going with chandelier. Okay. Oh yeah, I still say ope. It's true. Yeah, it's really true. I still say ope. So for today, still early days of May, and I don't have big stories to scrapbook from events just yet, but I do have something that is that definitely deserves a 12 by 12. WB's got new headshots. So here is WB's new look. So a little bend and snap, then I'll zoom you in. And this is what I'm going to scrapbook today. So there he is, and that is shot by Rosie Marks Photography. Right. It was very interesting because he shot 4 different outfits. I'm not allowed in the room for that, so I didn't quite know how it would come out, and you get like a gazillion shots to choose from, but you only get one, and so you have to then make your decision, and it's not even me making the choice. His agent makes the choice. So that was what they chose from all the variety of pictures. Trust me, it's fine to have somebody else take that job and pick which one, because, you know, it'd be there for ages. So today I want to build a layered border. And did I take my Sharpie away? No, I have the pink one. I think I took the black one downstairs. Right. With that, I want to do this. So basically, I want to do 2/3 and 1/3 composition, with the photo going just into that edge, like this, okay? And this border, this 4-inch strip, is going to be made of all sorts of pieces. So this is going to be really layered and lots of little things, where this is going to have plenty of breathing room. So then we're going to have somehow some writing space, possibly on a card, possibly straight onto the background, and a title above it. But then this is going to have lots of stuff. A little bit of stuff to the side of the title. Oh, we're frozen? I'm not getting any errors here, so hopefully YouTube resolves itself. So there's the sketch, if you would like it. Those stars representing all different kinds of embellishment. And we'll go from there. All right. All right. Did I stay in because it was raining? No. I went out for 2 things to the same place. So I went to my physio. I went to Jazzercise on Monday, and he had swimming as normal. So that's at the same place, but at different times of day. Both times it was raining. So walked back and forth in the rain. It's all right. Hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, quiet, watch from Tomorrowland, craft, don't craft, think about coming back to craft, all of it. You're welcome here. You can join in the live chat. Oh, I haven't mentioned this in a while. If you try to join the live chat and you can't, it'll be because you're not subscribed. So we found that if we made it so that, and we, I mean, all the people who chat in the live chat, plus me, I don't have like a team here, it's just me. But we found that if I let it just be anybody can join the live chat, then we get some really interesting, in not a good way, spammers. But we could keep them out by just saying that you need to subscribe, and then 5 minutes after you subscribe, you can chat. They don't seem to bother with waiting the 5 minutes. So then we don't get all that sort of weird messaging in the live chat, and it stays all good. So if you ever are watching and going, why can't I join the live chat? That's it. You can subscribe, and then 5 minutes later, you'll be able to talk. If you really want to talk in the live chat, but you don't want me on your feed all the time, and you don't want to subscribe, it's okay. I won't know. You can just unsubscribe at the end. You won't upset me. I won't know. It's all good. All right, I think that's it. If you are looking for links to anything that I use, either in the videos or what I'll be using in next month's videos, that's all linked in the description box below. And you can also find links to my website to sign up for classes. You can find my Instagram, all that sort of stuff. Right, moving on. Let's scrapbook. Okay. Oh, Christina says the weather on her end has been insane for a week now. When my mom was here, she was constantly checking the weather because it was so bonkers back home. So I know you are not alone there. Right, let's get this one off the desk. I have scheduled out most of May for YouTube. I have not done this year's story schedule yet, and I haven't done the last week of May for YouTube. I'm going to work those out and have that for you in the next couple days. All right, so what do I want for my 2/3 and my 1/3 background? So the 1/3 needs to be something relatively simple because I'm going to pile a whole bunch of stuff on it, so it's mostly going to get covered up. And then the big piece is going to stay on its own for the most part, but I don't want it to be A, boring, B, conflicting. So let's have a look at the background pack straight away. Oh, Allie, it's only 7:40 in the morning where she is, and she's already having a day. Connie says it's frozen. Okay. If you're getting internet connection issues, if it's buffering, I'm not getting any error messages on this end, so there's nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. It's somewhere in the, it's somewhere between, like, YouTube and the end result. Like, it's nothing that I can do anything about. That's what I mean. So I'm really sorry if you're getting buffering or if the picture keeps freezing up. The best thing you can do is go out and then come back in, reload the page again. But I'm sorry that's, I know it's annoying, but I'm looking at the feed and I don't have anything it's telling me to change, so I'm really sorry. Tony says, what size is the picture? It's a 4x6 portrait today. Right. Okay, so we could go with that, which is actually not a bad call. Kind of like that sort of, just a bit more texture than the others. Yeah, let's start there. Okay. All right. And then this side down the right. Let's have a look at what that could be. Oh, I didn't think of, oh no, let's not do that. I was going to say, if this was like an even cutout, you could do just a whole row, but they're not even. You could do it this way. Maybe I do that on a different page, perhaps. But instead I want to cut some of those out and put it on top. But we could do something like this. That could look quite cool. Let's do that. All right. Hello, Duffy from Perth, who's flying to London next week. Enjoy, enjoy. Hopefully, you'll have today's type of weather and not yesterday's type of weather. Oh no, Christina ordered this month's kit but didn't get the camera stencil. Oh, I'm sorry. That is frustrating and annoying. Okay, we need to take the branding bit off that one. Do I want it to go top or bottom that I want to cut off here? Bottom. So I've got a line to follow there. Okay. Now, what color have I got out here? I've got black. I think we can cope with black today. Let's do that. Which collection is what from, Carrie? This paper here is Simple Stories from Summer Snapshots. It's called Easy Breezy. This one is the Kaleidoscope background papers from 49 Market. If it's something other than that, shout so I know what you want to know. All right, so we're going to pop this all the way over to this side, flush with that right-hand edge. So we've got this sort of space to build. This photo needs borders, mats, all that sort of goodness. And this is going to need to go in there too. Okay. I kind of like the idea of keeping this bottom line as one piece on another page, so I'm going to put that away for now and use these to choose from. And we can match up some embellishment to the color of this background paper. Now I actually have this scheduled as one of the ways, or one of the kind of starting points for a live stream later in the month, but there's no reason that we can't do it more than once. So I'm going to add the green frame where there is green in this paper here. And then in terms of matting things, like this green to come to the other side of the photo. So he's got a green sweater on in the photo, which was hilarious because WB wears the same thing for all his auditions, to the point where I ended up going and buying it in multiple sizes, the same shirt from Gap Kids, which I found secondhand in the first place. So like his favorite audition outfit was a charity shop and find, and then I had to find more of it on Vinted so I could have all of the sizes. Of course, it's on brand for him. So then when they picked the lead photo, they didn't pick that outfit. And he took one look at the one that they picked and went, oh no, I'm gonna have to wear a sweater for dance auditions. You don't have to wear what's in your photo. You can wear what you want. But it's just his thing that he always likes to wear the same thing so that he's instantly identifiable. And so there may be more of the blue shirt photos to come because we might just go get an extra photo done. Oh, he cracks me up. Right. And I'd kind of like to bring the yellow down and put that around the photo. Do that. Oh my goodness. Anna has ordered almost $300 of reasons to smile. Wow. I don't have any of it yet. By the way, I announced on both YouTube and Instagram yesterday, just in little messages, I said, Wednesday's going to be a little special around here, and loads of people immediately jumped to, you're going to unbox your collection. No, it's not that. Oh my goodness. It's not that. I don't have it yet, okay? So I have something tomorrow, but it's not that. Yeah, okay. I still hope you'll like it, but I feel like I didn't even think of people jumping to that, and everybody jumped to a collection announcement, and I hope I'm not breaking hearts by being like, it's not that. I don't have it yet. Debbie pre-ordered the alphas because she's worried about them going out of stock straight away. Oh, yes, the yellow is a good call. Yeah? All right, so we kind of got this building across here. What do we have in this cut apart this month? Okay, we don't need any of that for today, though. And the other cut aparts look like this, very bright. Right. I don't think that anything on here is, there's a possibility of this yellow tag top here, but, or maybe one of those, but so far, no. Okay. Then we have rub-ons and we have stickers. So hilariously, I have summer theme stickers and a picture of my child in a woolly jumper. No. Right, and the other sticker book is already in this pile somewhere. Here. Okay. But then we also have phrases. And the phrase stickers, of course, have little pieces in there too, so I don't want to ignore them. Okay. So is there anything from this that I do want? Actually, that floral could be really nice. There's a couple floral pieces, so let's do that. And just leave out the things that are specifically summery. Corey has also pre-ordered a bunch of Fitzgerald's, Navy Fitzgerald's. I haven't seen what they're called this time around. That's going to make me laugh too. Because they had always been Fitzgerald, and then they were, were the purple ones just called main character? I think so. Right. Have this at the top because the aqua is here and the green is here. So we're going to do that. And this one up at the top, I believe. maybe about there. Words are all very summery. You could maybe get away with things like "you are a ray of sunshine," but that's about it. Maybe happiness. This is perfect. There's a few there I could use. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Yes, Corey, I'm with you. I love navy as neutral. I love, love, love it. I'm glad I'm not alone. Annoyingly, I kind of wish this one was flipped, but I don't really want upside down text. Have I got it right way up here? Yeah, I do. Okay, it'd be too late if I hadn't. So I think I'll take this green one here to run across there. If you have this rub-on sheet and you go to cut it and you're like, where do I stop? Because they kind of run into each other. Just don't worry about it too much. That is my advice for you on this subject. Oh, I might like it over the top of the 2 layers. Oh, decisions. Oh, but I want journaling space. Okay, so I'm going to take part of this away to put on that side. And this is going to go here. So this sticker is going to come up for a second so that this edge, the cut edge, can line up with the green edge of the Polaroid frame. Right. Hello, Leslie and Sophia. It feels like navy and most blues go well with so many other colors. Green, yellow, pink, red, orange. Yeah. And the reason I really, really, really love navy is navy as a paper is complementary to every skin tone I've ever found. And so it doesn't matter if you are super pale, if you're super tan, if you're anywhere on the spectrum, your skin tones will look beautiful against navy. It just has enough warmth to not look stark, and I love that. Okay, so we're gonna have that, and then how did I have this? Kind of like here, yeah. And this one over here. I wonder, is anybody an expert at like that whole coloring thing? Like, are you a spring? Are you a winter? Is anybody an expert in that? Because I wonder if navy turns up in basically all of the seasons. Can you wear navy no matter what season you are? I had my colors done before prom in high school. And they were like, the only color you shouldn't wear is orange. So now to this day, whenever I wear orange, I go, ooh, I'm rebelling. Okay, so we're going somewhere along like that. Let's have a look at that other sticker book. It's much more fun if you sing the word sticker book, I'm just saying. Okay, so let's start with like labels and frames and things like that. And we're going to match up some colors along the way. Are there any of these that work? Yeah, we can have this yellow one that says... Kimberly says the Fitzgeralds in navy are just called Reasons to Smile. So maybe this is what they're going to do now. They're going to name them after the collection that they're attached to. Because the purple ones are called main character, and the navy ones are called Reasons to Smile. That's funny. Yeah, back when we called him Fitzgerald, I got to pick that name. But since then, I don't get to name. I get to name papers usually. I'm trying to think if I got to name this set. I'd have to look. It's been so long. But I don't get to name other products. Corey hadn't thought about color seasons in years. I hadn't either, aside from my Orange Rebellion. But it's all the rage on social media again. And like there's filters to put up against your face, and like Instagram stories will tell you what season you are. And I was like, oh wow, I had paid somebody for this service when I was like 17 or 18. I think I was 17. I think it was junior prom. Debbie says, why did you choose Fitzgerald? So Fitzgerald was the name in the very first collection, and everything in the first collection was named after women in science and literature. Is that right? And also music. Yeah, and there were a couple names that were pushed back because somebody awesome had that name, and then somebody else also had that name and did things that were not particularly wholesome. So that was funny because I submitted a list of names, and then it came back. Yes, Debbie. So yeah, so Fitzgerald came from Zelda and Ella. So yeah, because obviously there would have been in a collection of papers all named after women in science and maths, there would have been a paper named after Ada Lovelace, but no. Because they were all, I just used the last names from everything, and that was not going to work. They were like, that does not meet our boxes. I'm like, oh, I did not know about that. Sorry, I meant the much earlier in history mathematician. So that was funny. Oh no, Debbie, you're absolutely right. It was both of them. I loved that I could then tick two things with one box of being like, oh, it's Zelda and Ella. Yes, let's just call it Fitzgerald. Yeah. Both epic women, because I kind of wanted a list of names that you'd be like, oh, these would be interesting people to Google and find out. Like, if you took all the names of the papers and stickers in the very first collection that I did with American Crafts, you could have an excellent afternoon reading all their Wikipedia pages, because I tried to pick people who were inspiring and interesting and came from great stories, like their life stories are just excellent, narratives. So yeah, that's where they all came from. Yep. All right, so I need some things that are this color, some things that are this color. Let's see what we can find. I wanted to go to the label page. I remember now. Okay, so I've got a label that's the color up there for the top. So layering on this sort of border. So I'm looking for things that are the colors that are here, and I don't want to stick everything so permanently that I can't move it, because I want to be able to move things around if I find something that's a good match for somewhere. Oh, Corey says Zelda Fitzgerald was born and raised not far from where she grew up. She was part of her 4th grade state history class. And talking about having your 9-year-old eyes opened. Oh, bless your heart. That is amazing. We, in Kansas 4th grade state history, Carrie Nation. So is Carrie Nation a name that Americans learn outside of Kansas, or is she just part of Kansas history? Because I don't have the perspective of learning American history outside of Kansas, so I don't know. Oh, Leslie had her colors done before she got married so she would get the right white for her dress. That is so 1989 that I love it. That's adorable. Corey says, no, she's Kansas. Okay, so Carrie Nation was an abolitionist who went into taverns with an axe. So there's a picture of her in the way she dressed. She looks almost like she's in a nun's habit, but not quite. So just black with a little bit of white, but then carrying an axe across the front. And I think I was reading about Carrie Nation about the same time in life that I learned of who Lizzie Borden was. So I very much got them confused at one point. And I remember a teacher writing a note at the end of a report or something saying, please come see me. And she sat me down and said, I need you to know that these are two different women with axes who did very different things. And she must have been laughing so much. So yeah, so Carrie Nation is definitely worth looking at Wikipedia. She opened my 4th grade eyes so much, but she's not Lizzie Borden. That's a different woman. Oh my goodness. Virginia has never heard of Carrie Nation in Texas. Yeah, so okay. So she's very prominent in Kansas history because Kansas was a dry state at one point in time, and so the abolitionist movement was a very big deal. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the temperance movement in high school curriculum. Oh, Debbie does teach Carrie Nation within the history curriculum for the temperance movement. Yeah. But very different from Lizzie Borden. Yes. Sometimes, young brains very, very easily mixed up. And I mean, the teacher did her job there. I never forgot that they were different because their conversation was just so matter of fact. I'm like, I need you to know. Yeah. And then there was actually a scrappy question here. Virginia said, what was the name of that collection that has all these names? That's because it's just called the Shimelle collection. It's just called Shimelle. When American Crafts brings on a new designer, I think they may have changed the rules just recently, but in my era of them bringing new designers in, every designer's first collection was just their name. We didn't get to add anything else because it was supposed to be called Pretty Paper. And that's why the second collection was True Stories, because my thing about how do you describe scrapbooking has always been it's Pretty Paper and True Stories. And so my first 2 collections were going to be Pretty Paper and True Stories. But the second one stayed as True Stories because I didn't know they were going to rename it until we'd already designed it. And then I couldn't attach that name to a different collection because the second collection isn't the pretty one to me. The pretty one had all of the pinks and golds and things like that, and that was the first one. The second one was going to be more primary colors, navy blue, which was radical at the time. I cannot understate how I went in the faces when I said navy blue is going to be a huge part of this collection, and they all looked around the room like, okay, that's not what we normally do. So that was funny too. All right. So what else have we got here? We've got this one where we could add some colors or some embellishment behind this flower. We got turquoise there. We could have yellow. Let's have this smaller yellow circle. See, this is why I want things to be pick-upable, because now I want to tuck this underneath this flower. Okay. Turquoise, greens, oranges, and then the red. So this one is probably a good match to the color down here. Yep. Melinda says, would you do a collection called Pretty Paper still? Maybe an updated version from your first collection? No, probably not. It's in my head that is the collection. So I don't really like, I don't know, I come up with collection titles quite early on. Sometimes they get changed. and I get a bit bothered. Little by Little was originally called Light and Dark. And what else got changed? Oh, Go Now Go didn't get changed, but it almost did. So Go Now Go was, I designed it calling it that, and that went all the way through. And then at the last hurdle, somebody higher up said, I don't like the name of it, push it back. And I think at one point it was called Round the World because that was the kind of trip that we had done, an RTW trip. It means you basically light pack and you go around the world. You start somewhere and you keep going in that direction until you get home. It doesn't mean you go everywhere, but that's the kind of trip. And you can buy a plane ticket in that sort of way where you can buy all the little different pieces. And the whole journey is called RTW, Around the World. So that came up and they did, I can't remember if maybe somebody else used something very similar or they didn't like it. And it came back with some suggestions and I was like, no, none of these. And in the end, that's the only one where I like made a case for the title. And I was like, okay, so these are the names. I think I gave them 3 choices. I'm like, I would accept this one, or this one for the following reasons. But Go Now Go, it's the first 3 words that you hear in the very first episode of My So-Called Life. And because she's egging her friend on, and you just hear this whisper behind the camera where she goes, go, now, go. And I liked how it sparked all of the action for the show, like because it was about a kid who was kind of going through a personality change. And so that little bit at the beginning then said to me that this could be a travel collection, but this could also be a collection that's about rediscovery or about defining yourself or a lot of other things that we do for scrapbooking. So I wrote this whole little pitch. And they came back with like the email was like this, right? It was like, here are the 3 things and here are the reasons I would consider each one. And it just came back and went, let's go with Go Now Go. So that was really funny because I think I over-egged it a lot. But now, well, the same people aren't there anymore. But at one point in time, they got to a point where they're like, we know what Shimelle's like with titles. There was one collection that was supposed to be called 6 Impossible Things, but that got turned down because, so True Stories, when they changed the name of Pretty Paper, I said, well, then we won't call this one True Stories. I'll call it 6 Impossible Things, a reference to Alice in Wonderland with sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. When we cut it down to 6 impossible things, the reason they came back was not because I thought they were going to come back and be like, nobody knows what that means. Like, what kind of collection is this? I have no idea, which is a fair point, but I still liked it. And the reason it came back was that it couldn't be translated well because the other languages that the titles needed to be printed in, which I'm guessing was Spanish, whatever it was, it did not fly with the translation department. They're like, no, it's just not going to work. So we had to go back to the drawing board, and I ended up going back to True Stories because we all liked that. So that was funny. Yeah, what else has been renamed? Oh, and obviously Field Trip was meant to be Museum Monday, but I knew that probably wouldn't get through, but I didn't expect it to be Field Trip because Field Trip is not a British term at all. We say school trip or school outing. We don't say field trip. And to me, that phrase was aligned with another designer because she did use that word all the time in her content. And so I was like, but doesn't that name belong to somebody else? And they were like, no, it's what we're calling it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I then had to talk to her and make sure that we weren't going to fall out about it. Like, I'm really sorry, but it's not the name I put with it. Oh, it's a funny little world. So yes, as Debbie says, editors. Yeah. So you get things and they change it up. All right, how about this one? That works well with this color down here. Autumn says that Pretty Papers is from her favorite Christmas song. She grew up not far from the department store that Silver Bells is named after, or written about. The man died before I have memory, so I never saw him. Or wait, am I thinking Silver Bells, or am I thinking the wrong song? You can correct me if my brain has just jumped to something it shouldn't have put together. But I love that. Yes, Gemma says, we used field trip for geography projects, which were offsite, like as in you were actually going into a field. But otherwise, school trip for things like going to a museum or stuff. Why did I just put that down crooked? Oh, let's try again. Tandy says, Head in the Clouds is her favorite. I love Head in the Clouds. And Head in the Clouds as a name was a reaction to the planner world really taking off in terms of paper crafting. Because I felt like suddenly everybody was super organized. And I was here with my head in the clouds. So that's where that came from, funny as it is. Yeah. I'm going to struggle with the orange. I need to be careful there. Okay. Let's have peachy pinky one to go up. Oh no, the song is just called Pretty Papers and it's by Willie Nelson. Oh, okay. I think I do know what you're thinking of, and for some reason I haven't, I don't know why Silver Bells came to mind. That's funny. Okay. I have heard this song, but it's been a long time. I might go back and listen to it again, because for some reason I didn't associate it with Christmas. And now that as soon as I see it next to each other, it does ring a bell. And I don't know why. I just didn't have it in the Christmas part of my brain. But I love that. I just love that. Yes. Okay, let's put this over here. Can take some layers across the line. Debbie tries not to get overexcited about the titles when she's writing Bible study units, because everything she's submitted in the past 5 years has had the title change. And she knows she just has to let it go. Okay. Oh, Kay had loads of photos of her kiddos with a pink dragon pool toy. So Head in the Clouds was perfect because it had pink dragons. She scrapbooked a whole summer with it. I love that. Brilliant. Let's go over here to see if we can find some orange. Oh, Debbie likes the primary colors of box of crayons. So I've got this important box that can go there. Let's go ahead and get these stuck, I think. Now, do I want another layer of paper behind here? I feel like I do. What color would it be? So this is that color up there. Different collections, but same color, and it's a peachy pink, so I like it. You're all so lovely. Everybody's going, no, I like this collection. No, I like that collection. Well, thanks. So Rita likes the colors of Sparkle City, the blues and purples and pinks, and it has that olive green that I really like. Let's see about this all together. Oh yes, Gemma wallpapered with box of crayons. She has the toucan from Box of Crayons in her bathroom. We're not even kidding. Okay, so what I'm going to do, fair warning, I'm going to tear this top edge, but I'm showing it to you so you can see it will work as a straight edge. You don't have to tear it if you don't want to, but I want to. Like that. Oh, Melinda says, if I remember correctly, when you stopped designing years ago, you were partway through a collection. Has that collection ever come to fruition? Is it still on the shelf? I won't ever go back to it. It would be too heartbreaking. Because I was really loving it, and it was very where I was at that point in time. And then they were like, nope, we're not interested. So, yeah, no. I actually think I want this piece to tuck underneath the border though. So yeah, that collection, I don't think I'll ever go back to it. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Anna has been buying up old collections because she only just found me. Right. Now what? Could do that text right across there. Kind of like the size of that. Could use the smaller one if you prefer, but I kind of like this. Oh, I don't love that. Hold the phone. That's better. I can cope with that one, I think. Better there. That's a little off where I would like it, but can I bend it a bit? Yeah. Okay, so we've got orange now. Group that one in there. That one in there. Okay, and then some of the tiny pieces. I'm going to take the yellow heart there. I got an orange heart as well. And the turquoise one? Oh, the turquoise one's really big. Oh, this one's smaller. There. Okay, that's enough from that set. Let's have a look at this set. Different kind of color scheme here, but there's still some pieces that could be useful. So let's see what we've got. They're not the same height. That's interesting. Filled up the yellow space. I like this one, but I'll just use it on a different page. That's okay. But maybe this smiley one. Mm-hmm. It's just a little bit too big, I think. Okay. Another day. I like this shape, but that's the wrong color. And the other one, that shape, I've already used. So yeah, let's leave the rest of that actually. Okay, so we come back to the sticker book. Oh, see, now that's interesting. Allie, this one is thicker. The Simple Stories sticker, the Simple Stories foam stickers are thicker than the Cool Girl thickers. These are a little bit lower. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Oh, can I get a gold mist in my collection? I've been asking for a gold mist since the very first day I walked in the door. So if it ever comes to fruition, we'll all dance about it together. It was actually supposed to be a set of products that were all in a different, like, so you'd get 3 different sparkle products, a mist and 2 other things, all in one color. And then in the next collection, it would be a different color. And the idea being that then you'd collect them all. But no, you never know what a different person will say though. So maybe one day, but so far, no. Christina is loving this so far. Well, yay. So should I go ahead and take this edge off so I can see where the edge of my paper is? And replace the ink over here. Okay. I kind of like this one of a kind, but I'm not sure if I can make it fit. I can't really. But I could bring it over here. Yes, Kay, Heidi has said that Gold Mist is coming back. I'm guessing it's some sort of manufacturing issue. So I don't know anymore, I'm afraid. All I say is if she releases it, please leave me a bottle. What did I miss from? The black on the yellow letters. Oh, the black on the yellow letters feels heavy on the screen. Yes, but I don't think it's going to by the end. Cool. And I have edged everything in black, so there is a little bit more heaviness to it in person than on screen. But my intention is to use some black lettering in the title. So I'm thinking this black edge plus black lettering over here and then something over here with a bit of black, and then I'm all good. Yeah. His jumper is like a dark green. His sweater. Sorry, I know Americans are always, if I say jumper, you all think dress. But jumper here means a sweater or sweatshirt. And I've got these black phrase stickers too, so they might come in. All right. So where am I thinking that things look too light? I feel like I need a floral element down here, but was that all of the floral from here, or could I take one more thing? That one's yellow. Okay. And the florals in this are a different color scheme. Sheila says, with WB having an end date to his show, do we have any Disney trips planned? So we don't have anything planned at the moment. We have some different dates looking at various types of trips that we could take because we have not basically left our neighborhood for over a year now. By the time we get to summer break from school, it will come down to whether he is free, because there's always the possibility that he go from one thing to another thing, and so we don't have any firm plans, but you never know. So there we go. I might surprise you and not tell you until we've already done it. Oh, I can do a camera down here because I've got cameras in this color. It's not a flower, but it'll work. There are flowers. I just don't want to mix the florals from that set with the other. I just want those. And I could take the one remaining yellow one maybe and put it over here. Oh my goodness. Kay gave away her gold mist to a friend before she started watching my videos because she didn't think she needed it. And now she wishes she could get it back. That's hilarious. Where could you go, little camera? Okay. Yellow Viewmaster. Turquoise ticket. Oh, Sophia, have I mentioned what's happening tomorrow? So I'm not saying anything about what it is other than it's not a collection unboxing thing. Lots of people assumed that that's what it was, and sorry, I didn't even think about you jumping to that conclusion. It's not that. I don't have anything here yet to unbox. It's something else, and I hope you enjoy it, but it's nothing to do with the new collection. Okay, there we go. What else we got? Tiny little Pantone swatches. There's more in this red tone than I would have thought because this background paper and this sticker book are not the same collection, same manufacturer, but not the same collection. One of these. I would take one of these in green, but there isn't green in this sticker book, so I'm going to have to get green things from elsewhere. So just, oh, that's not straight in any plane of existence. Let's try again. You're putting it on a ledger paper, Shimelle, so it has to stay put. It has to go in the right place or it'll be very obvious. Oh, Christina, you're in luck because there's another tone-on-tone layout coming later in the month because I didn't plan to do the colors this way today. I just planned to do a border with lots of stuff. And then the paper that I chose, I was like, oh, well, let's do it that way. So there's another one where I've planned to do it that way. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so I need a title. Oh, and I wanted to bring the yellow floral, that last flowery piece, over here. See, Elaine, I think the definition of jumper and sweater, it's going all over the place. So Elaine says her definition, a jumper is a woolen long sleeve top, so this would be a jumper. A sweater is usually a thinner long sleeve top, perhaps made in polyester. I think this is cotton, but it's still like it's a knitted jumper. And where I come from, we normally had, like, we didn't say jumper, but we would have a difference in definition between a sweater and a sweatshirt. So this would have been a sweater and something that's not knitted, that's like, well, it's the same material you make joggers out of. That would be a sweatshirt. And then recently, the younger generation started marketing sweaters And I looked, and it's a sweatshirt. And I'm like, you can't sell me something and call it a sweater when it's a sweatshirt. There's a difference there. And then I was having this conversation with someone who was kind of in between those two ages, my age and the age of the people selling it, and British. And she went, oh, they just all fall under the category of jumpers. Just use the word jumper and you're fine. And it made me laugh so much. So I don't know how much is regional, how much is generational. There's definitely a change going on with the words for jumper and sweater and sweatshirt. It's all changed. I'm telling you, it's all changed. We'll see what shakes out in the wash. Sophia, interestingly, that is the gold paint that WB chooses as his favorite. The Golden brand, iridescent gold, deep and fine. Yeah. It's what he used on his World Book Day costume, too. Right, so I needed green here. Green, summertime, green grass, flip-flopping, bare feet, and green grass. Nope, none of those work. So I could use one of the black phrase stickers, but then I'm not going to be making my triangle. So let's use one of the more neutral ones, which has to be this one. Okay, you are a ray of sunshine with your serious face on. That's going to cross it there. Got an orange heart here, but I've actually filled up the orange space, so I'm not too worried about that. Right. Would like something to come over here. Let's do the title first. Okay, so if we're calling this, like, help me, Swiftie people, Elaine, I'm looking at you. If this is his, oh, and Christina says, a hoodie is a souped up sweatshirt with a hood. Yes. And Sophia says, if it says sweatshirt, you should wear it for sport and get sweaty in it. Don't wear this. Just like his gut reaction, I'm not wearing a jumper for dance auditions. Yeah. Okay. If I want to call this like his era, this needs an era name. Help me. What is the era? If he's got serious face in a green jumper, what do we call this era? Because that's where we're going. But I don't know. I don't know what we name this era. I just know that that's where I want to go with this title. Do I do the serious era, or is that too silly? Like, does it need to be styled out more than that? The growing up too fast era? Oh, that era is, yeah, all the times now. Sophisticated era. Ooh. Corey says it's a 90s hot guy era, but he's too young for that. Studious. Allie suggests studious. I can see that. It's funny because when we first put this sweater into the lineup for headshots, it was for, so when you pick outfits for headshots, you want to show the different types of characters they can play. And the neckline on this, we felt like this was like his more vulnerable look. So he could play like the child who doesn't get a say in life, like the beaten down kid. And then they picked this one. I'm like, oh, he does not look vulnerable there. He looks very sure of himself. Sophia says he looks like he's auditioning for Chekhov. That's hilarious. Okay, a few for studious or academic. Okay. Let's see. Let's go studious. See what we can do. I'm not sure about the spacing on this, so. The serious actor era. Let me finish spelling that word before it just looks like a word on its own. Studious. You. And then S. Okay. Well, I didn't know how much space it was going to take up, so I put it on this bit of release paper, and it takes up exactly that size. So maybe I did know. Sheila says it's giving her Dead Poets Society vibes. You're right. I didn't think about that, but you're totally right. It's the Oh Captain, My Captain era. That might have been better. Maybe I can find a way to put that in with like mini stickers or something. Or just write it up here. Oh, he hasn't seen that yet. He had his first introduction to Baz Luhrmann over the bank holiday weekend. But we had to pause. We watched Moulin Rouge. And we had to pause right after Roxanne. And he was like, no! Very much in love with that number. It's so good. Right. Then I have other letters in here, but I think they're quite big, aren't they? Yeah, that's not the lettering I want. There's not like little words like your or anything here. Okay, so if I want to do your, I have to spell it out. I haven't watched Dead Poets in ages, but I used to absolutely adore it, so I assume it has held up well. Oh, it's too much. I'm not going to do the your in the black. I think I need little letter stickers. All right. Which I moved recently to a much easier place. And you know what they're next to? Snacks. But I'm live streaming, so I will ignore the snacks. Right. Looking for little letters that would be a good color combination here. Oh, you know what I really want? Salsa. Let's find a salsa color. Oh, right away I pick one that would work, but I'm going to try something else. That could work. Y-O-U-R. Yep, let's do that. I think I might journal in white, but also looking at the black on there, I could just use a slightly thicker, I could use like a 0.5 or a 0.8 instead of a 0.3 and probably write on it in black, and that would work too. Okay. I want even a tinier alpha above this. I want making memories, tiles, preferably black with white, but I don't know if I still got that. I've got white with black though. But I need ease. Oh no. Can't use those, can't spell it. Okay. I've never seen Mona Lisa smile. That's interesting. The critics adored Dead Poets Society, but ripped Mona Lisa smile to shreds, even though they're essentially the same movie. I've never seen the second one. Right. Did I have 2 of this set? Yep. Do we have big opinions about old letter stickers? I still love them, but I know it might, for some people, you might feel like it's dating the style. I don't know. I'd love to hear opinions on that, actually. Okay, so journaling here, because right now this spacing is going to look a little awkward, but it's going to have stuff, so don't worry. But then let's go to those black phrase stickers. Hello, Kelly. Thank you. Okay, so we've got black, black. I think we just need, it doesn't even need to be a triangle. Let's just have a few more instances of the black, and that's going to help them help it look like it all belongs. Just add more. More. Okay. One there. Trying to avoid all the ones that are like, give us a smile or say cheese because it's so serious. And Corey, you shout at the moment where you think, actually, this one doesn't look lost. It doesn't look out of place anymore. It looks like it belongs. AJ is pro letter stickers from any time frame and also pro use your stash. Oh, I definitely am going to keep using them. Don't worry. I just was curious if anybody was like, oh, I don't like it when she uses old stuff. I'm not going to stop doing it. But I'd like to know, because if it's not that I would stop doing it, it's that I would just be mindful of making sure that there are alternatives or not doing it all the time. But if we're all game for it, then there's no reason for me to ever hold back as well. So there we go. So this color has a black, this one, and this one. So right now I'm kind of alternating. The orange does not, the aqua does not. Oh, but also the yellow does not. So I feel like I need another one up here, even if it's little. I did add tiny alphas at one point. So remember I did a whole folder of alphabets, of tiny alphabets in a box of crayons. The frustrating bit being that they don't stick as well as these. And so I would hope that maybe we could improve upon that if I got the go-ahead to do them again in future. I don't know. Right, then I have these little squares that are just a heart. So I'm going to add them in along the way. Okay, I think we're ready for confetti. Corey, are we looking good now with the amount of black? Right, confetti. Dots. There they are. Okay, so we've got the green. And we've got a turquoise. Then let's go to this one. Do the red. This is kind of more orange, so I'm bringing in that one. I know I'm using all the colors of enamel dots, and you might not have all the colors of enamel dots. It's okay. You can just put them on where you've got them. Don't panic too much, okay? Red, orange, green, turquoise. I need to do yellow and the peachy one. Okay. Center, center, left, right. I need to come back this way. Okay, so that goes all the way through, and then I want to come back over here to add in a bit of color that we don't have. And I've got the turquoise, I've got the yellow, I've got the green. So I think I need to bring in either the red or the pink. The pink is here, so I'm going to go with the red. Now, journaling in here, and then if it's still a little bit too bare, then I might build a little bit more here, but I want to make sure I do the writing first before I run out of space. Okay? Right, so let's get all of these scraps taken care of. This one is a usable one to keep, but this one is not. I moved my recycling bin a couple days ago, and when I started today, the first thing I turned around and put in it, I just dumped on the floor because the bin wasn't where I thought it was. And I'm like, oh no, that's not the point of having the bin in a good spot. Okay, so we've got title there, little corner of embellishment there, and that green tag's gonna get covered in journaling. Then we have the peachy pink into the yellow, turquoise into the green, orange into the red. So that is that for today. If you enjoyed it and you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be super duper awesome. Can I make it actual heart? There we go. And I will be live again on Friday morning. And then tomorrow at an unannounced time, there will be something exciting or new. Maybe exciting is bigging it up too much. Anyway, something new tomorrow that I will talk about and stuff. Yeah. How much more vague could I be? But there we go. I hope that you have a great rest of the week and that I see you soon. Anything else? I think that's it. Have a great one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.